channel. It's your girl Liallure and I'm back at it again with another video. If you're new to my channel, hey girl, hey, my name is Leah. I make story times, I do videos, I do hauls, I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Science light for the kids, you know the vibes. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey friend, how are you? I hope you're doing wonderful, fabulous, beautiful, amazing. All right, y'all, so just as a disclaimer, it is super hot up in this kitchen and y'all lucky I like y'all because it's about 90 degrees right now and it's also 1 o'clock in the morning and I have a full face and a wig on. Yeah. Happy Storytime Sunday, you guys. It is Storytime Sunday, everybody's favorite day of the week. You already know what it is. I'm back with more mess and more tea. We here, so let's get started. All right, so in this story time, I'm gonna tell you guys about the time I went to Miami for the first time, and it was like my first girls trip. I don't know what I'm gonna name this video, but I mean, I'm sure y'all stick around for the ride, so yeah, let's get into it. If you see me looking down, I'm looking down at my phone because I definitely did take notes. I didn't want to, you know, give out wrong information or like forget anything because this story is a doozy, baby. It's a doozy. Okay, so in 2019, I went to Miami Carnival with my friends, and this was my first time playing mass, and it was also my friend's first time playing mass. 2 of my friends out the group, it was 4 of us in total, myself included. It was our, what was I saying? Oh, 2 of us in the group had already went to Miami for Carnival, but they didn't play mass, you know what I mean? So we were all super excited because we were like, oh my god, we're going to Miami, we're gonna be in costumes, we're gonna be in feathers, it's gonna be a vibe, you feel me? Like, we were super excited, okay? With this in mind, we literally took about like 6+ months to plan this because when it comes to Miami Carnival, everybody goes there. It's like, I personally feel like it's the biggest carnival in the United States. So people from everywhere go to Miami. Like, all of New York be in Miami. Literally, all of New York. Half of Cali be in Miami. If you're from the Caribbean, chances are you're gonna be in Miami for Carnival. You know what I mean? So in 2019, I went to Miami Carnival. Quick backstory, at the time I was working at H&M when we started planning Miami, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it because I just wasn't getting paid enough, and Carnival is expensive. Like, those feathers, the backpack, the whole thing, it literally could cost you $700+ when you're a woman. Plus you have to factor in accommodation, splitting a rental and stuff like that. So I honestly didn't know if I was gonna make it, but come hell and high water, I was gonna make it on the road, okay? Shout out to God because I definitely got my new job right before I was supposed to go to Miami, so I had the funds, thankfully, to get there. So we got all the information together and all of that, and then fast forward to October. I flew from LaGuardia to Miami International Airport because I didn't want to go to Fort Lauderdale for whatever reason. I flew directly into Miami, and when I landed, my friend, who we're gonna call Vanessa, picked me up in the rental. So she had already arrived, I want to say 4 hours before me. So as soon as I arrived, picked me up in the rental. After she picked me up, we went straight to Fort Lauderdale to pick up our other 2 friends, who we're gonna call Jenny and Serena. Jenny and Serena are roommates, and they've known each other for all of college basically. They flew in together on the same flight and everything, and we went to pick them up. After we went to pick them up, we went straight to the distribution center because it was already in Fort Lauderdale, so we might as well, like, 2 birds in 1 stone, you know what I mean? We went to go pick up our costume, our bands and everything, our Juve packets, all of that. Wait. Real quick, I want to give y'all a quick like lesson because I feel like I don't know how many people who watch my videos are actually from the Caribbean and will understand the terms that I'm gonna use. So right now we're gonna do a quick little Carnival 101 lesson with Leah. Carnival, to put this in layman's terms for y'all, it's basically like one big, I want to say, party, and I use that word very loosely because it's more like a celebration of our culture. Like, we wear costumes. I mean, like, costumes, like we wear basically like gemmed bathing suits with feathers, and the feathers are called a backpack. When I say backpack, I don't mean a JanSport, I mean like a really large piece with feathers on it. Think about a Victoria's Secret angel wings, okay, but triple the size of that basically. Juve is basically like it's like a daybreak party. Traditionally it starts at night and it ends like at 5-6 o'clock in the morning, but in Miami Juve starts at like I think 6-7 o'clock. I don't want to be incorrect, and it ends at like 4 in the afternoon or something like that. So When I say these terms, like, keep them in mind. Anyway, fast forward to us like actually getting to Collins, which is where we decided to stay. We wanted to stay in Collins because it was basically close to everything. It was close to South Beach. They had a lot of restaurants. It was just a place where we could get essentials if we needed them. You know what I mean? There was a CVS right there, and it was a pizza place. Like it was an ideal spot for us to go. We stayed at the Catalina, which I don't recommend honestly because it was really ghetto. Like it was very ghetto, but I'm gonna get to that. So we stayed at the Catalina. I was rooming with Vanessa, and then Jenny and Serena were rooming together. We basically booked it so that our 2 rooms are literally right next to each other, you know, because it made sense to do it that way. So we finally get there, and then we realized that in order to get to our actual rooms, we have to walk through the restaurant, which is in the hotel. Like literally, it's at the front of the hotel. It just looks like a restaurant, but once you walk through the restaurant, there's actual like hotel rooms. I really didn't like that because I felt like anybody could just walk up to my door, you know what I mean? I definitely didn't feel the safest in that area, but the rooms were okay. They were standard. We each got like a double bedroom. Our room was fine, and our friends Jenny and Serena, their rooms were fine as well, but the bathroom was really weird. And like, I don't know about y'all, but we all have this really big thing about bathrooms where like, if your bathroom isn't up to par, we're not gonna stay there because it's not gonna be comfortable for any of us. So eventually Jenny and Serena got their room switched to like a different floor, which is fine, no big deal. So we landed on Thursday night, and we went to a party on Thursday night. The party we went to was at a club. It was okay. Like it was very slow towards the beginning, but it ended up being okay in the long run. After that, the next day was Friday. We went to Rise Miami versus Shine New York. Where is it? Shine Miami. It might be the other way around, but anyway, we went to that party, and it was like my favorite party of the whole time because it was like an all-white fete. Like if you're not Caribbean, or if you are Caribbean, you know that Caribbean people love a good all-white fete, baby. Like we would throw an all-white fete for any event. It was on the beach. It was really nice. It was my favorite event. After that, we went to 2 other like individual parties. There's not much to say about them because they weren't that great. One of them was hosted at an Airbnb. It was supposed to be a pool party, but the pool could literally only fit like 3 people. I don't know what to tell you, baby. We went to those parties. They weren't really great. And then the next big thing we went to was Juve. Juve was a really, really good time because it was my first Juve all around. Labor Day weekend in New York, we have a Juve, but I have never been there. And let me tell you, I will not go. Because literally every single year for Juve, they be shooting. And I'm not trying to get caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even really a party person to begin with. I'm not going to go to Juve and, that's just not what I want to do on the towns. You know what I mean? I was excited to go to Juve, and it was really fun. It was definitely worth it. I was super, like, dirty towards the end because I was getting, like, paint and powder and everything on me. And it was just a really good time. So the next day was Sunday. And Sunday is when everything went to shit. Sunday was a lot, okay? So the plan was, because we were supposed to meet up with the truck at 10 a.m. to get breakfast, we wanted to wake up at like 6 a.m., get up, take a shower, get some breakfast, some tea, and then get ready, you know, in a good amount of time. Baby, that is not what happened. That is not what happened. The girls were late, okay? We were supposed to get there at 10 a.m. We didn't get there till 3. We got there super late because, first of all, we woke up late. We went to a party the night before, which was not a good idea because the party was whack. Just like, oh my God, it was embarrassing really, but went to a party the night before, and we were relatively tired from like all the non-stop partying, the non-stop drinking and stuff like that. We weren't really well nourished the whole time, so we were relatively fatigued, I would say, and we woke up very late, later than planned. And on top of that, as we were assembling our backpacks, we realized that we really did not know how to put this costume on. Like even the wire bra, it had a string that you had to like put together yourself, and we did not know how to put it on. So a really big mistake we made is not assembling it like the night before or even a few nights before, just to see what it would look like on Sunday, you know? So we end up leaving around like I want to say like 2 something, and we get there at like 3:15. When we got there, we parked really far from like where the entrance for the masqueraders were. We just didn't know where to park. It's on a campus, so we were just like, we don't know where to go, so we just parked in the first place that said parking. All right, we get out the car, and the parking attendant is like, you guys know you have to walk pretty far, right? Like the field is very, very far from here. And we're like, what was that? So now we realize we have to walk, like, I'm not even kidding, 20 plus minutes to get to the actual entrance. 20 plus minutes. I was sick to my stomach. I was so upset because it was hot and we're just like walking on the side of the highway. Cars are honking at us and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like, this is too much. It's dead ass giving like 2 a.m. in Amsterdam. Like, I cannot. But we walked to the entrance. We finally got there, and because we were so late to, you know, the parade and carnival and stuff like that, we wanted to play catch up. You know what that means. We got to drink it. Disclaimer, I can outdrink all my friends easily. Every single one of my friends, I can outdrink them. Every single one of them. I just have something about me. I don't know if it's genetics that just makes me a really strong drinker. And when I say that, I don't mean I'm an alcoholic. I mean, like, it takes a copious amount of liquor to even get me to be tipsy. So my friends, they had like 2 drinks, 2 mixed cocktails or whatever. I had the same amount they had and I was sober, okay? They were tipsy. I was... At this point, my friend Serena is like, no, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. We're gonna get you to the drinks cup and we're gonna get you shots. At this time, I was the type of girl who would only drink dark liquor. So like Jack Daniels, Hennessy, you know what I mean? Any cognac or whiskey, that's what I would drink. So by the time we got to the truck, because we were so late, they didn't have any more Hennessy. They didn't have any more Jack Daniels. So I was like, well, baby, what am I supposed to drink? The only thing they had left that was dark was Jamaican liquor. So picture this now. I'm telling the lady on the truck to pour a double shot of whatever liquor it was, I'll put it on the screen if I remember the name, into my cup. She's like, what do you want to chase it with? I said, nothing. She looked at me like, you said what? I was like, yeah, girl, just give me the double shot in my cup on some ice. And she was like, oh, well, all right. So she gives me the double shot, and at this point I had taken a double shot whenever I drank it, and then I think like 15 minutes later I went back for another double shot. So keep this in mind now. I'm 2 drinks in and I'm also 4 shots in on an empty stomach. On an empty stomach. The only thing we had to consume before we left for the parade was tea. A cup of tea. That's it, okay? I was down bad. I was down bad. Like, literally, my stomach was half empty because the night before, the only thing I had was like a 4-piece and some fries from Wendy's. Like, I was not doing great. So I'm drinking or whatever. I'm like, you know, I'm chipping on the road or whatever. Like, I'm motherfucking, what's it called, on the Instagram, on the Snapchat, I look cute, I'm doing my little thing or whatever, and the next thing I know, I black out. Yeah. Nasty work. Nasty work. I blacked out. Honestly, the last thing I remember before I lost consciousness is I went to the portable bathroom with my friend Vanessa because we were like always doing things in pairs, you know what I mean? Like, you know, as women, if you're drinking and you're planning to drink heavily, no matter what type of security is around you, you want to link up with your friends so that you guys are always safe. So my friend wanted to use the bathroom. I didn't, but we went into the porta potty together. So she's peeing or whatever, and I'm like chipping, you know what I'm saying, with my cup in my hand, and I'm in the porta potty. Feel me? And all I remember is opening the door. I dropped my little wristlet wallet, and somebody told me. I picked it up. I said, thank you so much, whatever. After that, I have no recollection. I couldn't tell you what happened. Like, I literally, for 2-3 hours, I had no idea what was happening. Like, I did not. When I snapped back into consciousness, I was on the grass. All the trucks were parked. All the little mass camp trucks were parked. All the revelers and the outside people was together in this big, like, open space. It was kind of like a parking lot. I'm sitting on the grass. Vanessa is to my left, sprawled out like Passion of the Christ, okay? She is sprawled out. She's not. And to my right is Jenny. Jenny is like, she's calling, and I'm like, Jenny, where's Serena? And Jenny tells me, we don't know. We're actually looking for her right now. I was like, what you mean you're looking for her? She was like, her phone died and she went off to meet somebody that we all went to like school with together. She went off to like link them and see them or whatever, and her phone died while she was gone. So nobody knows where Jenny is, and there's almost no service in this park. My friend to the left is knocked out. Who, I feel like I messed up these names real quick. My friend to the left is knocked out, okay? Serena to my right is looking for Jenny. Jenny is nowhere to be found. And I literally, I have arisen. I just came back to life. So we're like standing there and we're looking for her. We're scanning the crowd or whatever. And then after that, I think what happened was we ended up getting up. We got Vanessa up and we started scanning the crowd and we couldn't find her. I think we ended up finding her at some point, but it wasn't up until like 30 minutes later that we found her. I just remember there being like a bunch of people, music, smells, foods, whatever. And then one of the trucks, like Freaks Mask, in bright neon letters on their truck, it said Ramajay, which is another band. Ramajay can suck I said, well, what did I miss? What did I miss, baby? Like, that literally sobered me up so much. Like, why do you have so much static for these people? Like, I was disturbed. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disturbed. Okay, so you would think that's the end of the story, but no, baby, it's not. It's not. Like, I really did the absolute most today. So like I told y'all, it took us literally about like 20 minutes to walk to the actual entrance, but keep in mind that this entrance was much farther away now that we were at the end of the carnival route. You know what I mean? So we were on the opposite end of where the parking lot was. So we get to walking because we know we have to walk for a good old minute. We're walking for 30 minutes now and we realize that the entrance we're looking for is probably about another 20-minute walk, and we're just like, hell nah, it's not happening. So we're sitting there contemplating like, what we finna do, because I'm not walking that far. Imagine you're tired, you're literally like, you're just getting sober, your feet hurt, you have a backpack on you, you're hot, and it's just like, I'm not doing it. So we literally are like trying to figure out what to do, whatever, and Serena goes, I'm about to jump over this fence. I said, you gonna do what? Baby said, I'm gonna jump over this fence. I don't feel like walking, I'm jumping over the fence. I'm like, yo. She's like, I can do it, I'm gonna jump over the fence. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So literally before we could stop her, Serena gets up on the fence and she hops over, lands on her feet completely. Bitch wanna be Gabby Douglas so bad. I said, Lord. She jumped over the fence and she landed on her feet. I'm looking at my other friends and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna lie, I am incapable. I don't know how to do that. I don't know what to tell y'all. So they're like, yeah, we don't know how to get over the fence either. So this guy comes over, an older guy, maybe about like late 30s, 40s or something like that. And he's like, oh, you're trying to hop over the fence? And we're like, yeah, we're trying to get over the fence because our car is right there. So he's like, let me help you, let me give you a boost. So we're looking at each other like, okay. One thing about Caribbean people in general is that we're very friendly and very open with each other. Nothing that we do, especially at Carnival, is out of malintent. So we didn't think anything of this man saying like, let me help you over this fence, you know? And so he literally boosted my friend Vanessa first, and then he boosted me. And lastly, he boosted our friend Jenny. So we all, like, before we get over the fence, we're like, thank you so much. We didn't know how we were gonna get over the fence. Our friend is doing backflips over this shit. Like, bitches is from New York. We can't do that. He's like, don't worry about it. Like, I have 2 daughters. If they were in your situation, I would want somebody to help them out as well. So he was really nice and he was really sweet about it. And then we ended up getting in the car and driving back. A predicament we had initially getting into the car is that we still had the backpacks on, and because they were so complicated to get on, there's no way in the state that we were, we wasn't gonna take it off, baby. We wasn't gonna take it off. Granted, we were sober at this point, but we wasn't gonna be able to take that backpack off. So we literally sat in the car with our backpacks on, uncomfortable as all hell, and then drove back to South Beach. Like, we drove back to South Beach, and that was my end. The night before we were supposed to leave, so we were leaving on Tuesday. Monday was our last full night. We didn't really have any parties planned to go to, and we were gonna go to dinner, but we were so tired by the end of the day, we just decided not to. Vanessa had linked up with somebody that she went to high school with at Rise, and then she's like, oh, I'm actually gonna go meet up with him at his Airbnb. Do you wanna come with me? Bitch, no, I don't wanna come wrong with you? Like, what do you mean? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to go. And my whole beef with that was like, I'm the type of friend that I'm never gonna let you go anywhere by yourself, especially if you're in a city that we don't really know like that, you know what I mean? It's 2 o'clock in the morning, it's super dangerous. Like, I don't think you should go anywhere by yourself. But at the same time, I definitely had a flight to catch at 8 a.m. I don't know these people from nowhere. You want me to go and be buddy to his friend? I don't know this nigga. Like, what you... I don't know him. Like, you want me to go be buddy to this man at 2 o'clock in the morning in Miami at an Airbnb? Have you lost your marbles? So I'm like, no, and I don't think you should go either. She's like, I'm gonna go. I was like, all right. So I fell asleep, and when I woke up, sis was not in the bed, and I went home. I don't know what to tell y'all. I went home. I went home. I will say though that even though I got blackout drunk and I had no business doing that, I did have a really good time at Miami Carnival. I think for my first time playing mass, it was really great and it was everything I thought it would be. I really wish that I was a little bit more conscious during the actual parade, but you know, you live and you learn. So I'm glad I had that experience. My costume was beautiful. I had a great time with my friends. Like, we all had so much fun. We just, you know, vibed out. It was a really good girls trip for me. How do I even say this? How do I even say this? Even though this trip was a really good trip for me, my second girls trip, a nightmare. I'm stressed to this day, and it recently happened. I don't know when I'm gonna post that video, but that's gonna be my next story time. So, you know, stay tapped in. Make sure you subscribe because you won't want to miss that. Y'all literally will not believe me when I tell y'all this story. And I have receipts, every single one of them, because like I said, it only happened recently, only about like 3 weeks ago. So subscribe because you'll want to hear this one. That is the end of my story time. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all my socials. That is in the outro and also in the description box down below. Follow me, talk to me, call me, beat me if you wanna reach me. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.